Hello everybody, my name is Jad. Welcome to another MLB 9 Innings 25 video, and in today's video we've got some packs, we've got some combos to go through. You guys know the deal, we're doing the same thing we always do every week. But anyway, we got some spicy news today, man. Some things just dropped around the league. Now, I'm not specifically talking about the fact that we just had some free agency news come in last night from Jeff Passan, who I guess spent the entire night just sitting there waiting for news to happen, because he always tweets at like 2 in the morning. But the important thing is the fact that we all just realized that ESPN just dropped a news story about Pat Hoiberg being fired from the MLB for shared betting accounts. So it's a weird story because it's not quite as clear cut in my opinion. It's a lot of inferred things that are not good. If you look at the details of what happened here, it's not good things. So I like Pat Hoiberg. I think he's a good umpire. I think Pat Hoiberg does a great job. Anybody who remembers Pat Hoiberg remembers that he called the perfect game in the World Series where he basically didn't call any. He called every strike a strike, and he called every ball a ball, and he had a perfect game. And I think that was a World Series game. It was either the playoffs or the World Series. I'm pretty sure it was a World Series game, but I don't remember. But it says that he was friends with a guy who was like a poker player, and he used Telegram to like share his account with him, and it wasn't necessarily Hoiberg like, ooh, prime. It wasn't necessarily Hoiberg like giving him information on games or stuff like that we know of, but the fact of the matter is the fact that he was using it was Hoiberg's account and the other guy was using it on his behalf. Not only is that weird, in my opinion, I'm gonna paraphrase a lot of this story. You can go take a look for yourself and read all the details. But he was using Hoiberg's account. And they were talking to each other through Telegram, which is weird because, in my opinion, if you are using encrypted apps such as Telegram to relay information, that's already suspicious, in my opinion. Because when you delete your conversation in Telegram, it's gone. They don't hold records of the conversations. So that's weird. It's just like you'd think that normal people would just use like Messenger, like text messages or like other things. No, they have to go through an encrypted app to do it, which is super weird in my opinion. It's like nobody has like. I understand there's reasons for privacy, but like, when you're doing stuff like that where you're sneaking around, I feel like that's kind of a little suspicious. I'm all for privacy, but in my opinion, if you're if you're doing something weird, like you're betting on MLB games and you're like your friend's account is an MLB umpire and you're doing it through hidden applications where your conversations can't be monitored and there's no records of it, then in my opinion, I think that raises some red flags. The MLB investigation, and on top of that also, just to make it worse, the guy also, I think, bet on 8 MLB games that Pat Hoiberg was umpiring, which is extremely no-no. Like, I mean, you could make the argument and you can say it would be okay if it was, for instance, like, not MLB games, but it's MLB games. We just had this situation with Ippei Mizuhara, who was absolutely stealing Shohei Ohtani's money and betting on MLB games, potentially with insider information. We really don't know because we'll never be privy to those details. We don't know. But he bet on games that Hoiberg was umpiring. Now, the investigation seems to say that they found no indication that there was like a pattern here that proved that he was receiving information from Hoiberg. The only thing they have is the fact that the bets were profitable. That's basically all they've got at this point. But they found that there was no correlation between him receiving any information. Like, there was no evidence that the games that he bet on that Hoiberg was umpiring, there was no indication that led to them saying, like, oh, well, he bet on an over for strikeouts, and there was a lot of strikeouts in this game, and, he called a wide zone. I keep going to the wrong menu here because I'm talking about this. There was, like, no indication of that, but, I mean, like, just because they couldn't find a correlation doesn't mean that there was some secretive correlation there. I did that backwards. Hold on a second. I don't know how to reset this. I want to use the other card as the material first. Is that right? Uses material? Okay, I did do that right. Okay. I thought I had the wrong way around. But anyway, you guys can go over the story. I mean, like, to me, there's like a certain level of believability, and I could believe up to a certain point. I could believe up to a certain point that there was nothing untoward going on here. Like, you could say, okay, he had an account. I don't know why, for some reason, the other guy couldn't make an account, despite the fact he's a professional gambler. He's a poker player, apparently, so I don't know why he couldn't just use his own account to gamble on sports, but fine. We'll just overlook that small detail. I can overlook that small detail. I could say, okay, maybe he's blacklisted from the account. I'd like to go to my player roster here, please, game, but unfortunately, you're not going to load. I could believe that for a second, but that's like the first black mark. You're just like, okay, the guy who is a gambler doesn't have access to gamble his own money, apparently. That's weird. And then you could also say the fact that, like, you know, it's weird that he's betting on MLB games. It's really weird. Okay, that's another mark against it. And then, like, the elephant in the room is the fact that they have encrypted communications and they deleted their conversations, and we have no record of their conversations. So I don't know, man. In my opinion, like, there's a benefit of a doubt, but then, like, once you add in all the factors, it kind of really starts to really cloud the benefit of the doubt, in my opinion. So it's a shame. I think he's a good guy. He's a good umpire. I think he takes his job very seriously. He's been, in my opinion, a good umpire. I watch all the umpire scorecards, so I know that generally he calls a pretty good game. It's a shame, but in my opinion, I feel like that when you are an arbiter of a game, or when you're even like, if the game specifically tells you not to do these things, then just don't do them. Like, I don't know why you throw away your career like that. It's just stupid to me. It's kind of like whenever you see like low ranking players. I forget, it was like a year or two ago, we had a bunch of players in the NFL suspended for gambling on not even NFL games, and people were like, that's stupid, they should be able to gamble, and then I'm over here saying, like, but they specifically told them not to do it. It's like, why would you throw away your potential career for something so minor? And, like, it's so easy not to gamble, in my opinion. Like, I don't know, me personally, I've never had the inclination to go put money on sporting events. I've always thought of it as, like, a completely negative thing. Like there's no, like whenever you see people go and you buy, like, those scratch off tickets at supermarkets and stuff like that, like, you know what I'm talking about. Like, you leave the supermarket, there's a big machine right at the exit that's like the state lottery, and, like, in my opinion, I know the math behind them because I'm a logical person and I think this way, but I think to myself, like, every dollar I put into that machine, I'm only going to get 7/10 of that dollar back. Like, if I bought the whole thing, I would lose money, like, on average. Like, and I guess you could say, like, the logical argument of that is, well, you could just get lucky, but, you know, over time, the gambler's fallacy is that you will lose money over time. So, like, yes, you could get lucky once, but then that's it. Like, but then, like, you start from behind and then you're just trying to play catch up, then, you know, you're losing out on it. So, I don't know. I don't get it. I guess that there's the thrill of winning money, but in my opinion, it's more or less often the thrill of losing money, in my opinion. And I play this game. Like, we all play this game, man. Like, we've all gambled on this game. You know, we spend money on team select packs, and that's essentially gambling on this game, and that's kind of why I stopped spending money on this game for the most part. You know, I'd rather gamble in stock market, in my opinion, but that's besides the point. You know, I'm one of those the Wall Street bet degens at this point. But you know, that's for another video. I don't know, man. It just seems to me that it's just like a silly thing to do. I mean, you have a career. You're a respected person in your career. You've got probably a pretty good life, in my opinion, as an MLB umpire. I feel like you make pretty good money. You know, you may be ridiculed by the fans for, you know, what you do, but I think you have a pretty good gig, and you have great job security, in my opinion, too. I mean, look at how many years it took for them to fire Angel Hernandez. Like, you have job security like nobody's business. Like, you have more job security than a weatherman. You could be wrong all the time as a weatherman, and people will still tune into your channel and still watch you. Like, you have more job security than that. It's craziness. You have a great union, you have a great job, you have great income, in my opinion. I feel like you know, you're on TV all the time. You know, some days people hate you, some days people love you, but you never know. I don't know. It just feels silly. I feel like that, in my opinion, like, if I was in that position, I would do everything in my power to root out that stuff and not do it, which is even more the reason why I think that it's crazy to me that think that, like, this even went on. I think he made a poor decision, and I think if you look at the statement, I think he made a poor decision, and I think he realizes he made a poor decision. But that's, like, the face value of it. Are we really ever going to know the true, like, the true ramifications of this. I don't know, but all I know is it looks pretty bad in my opinion. This looks really bad in my opinion. Oh, didn't get a dupe of my Yeonhong Kim. I have an old diamond of him. Anyway, that's it for the news for today's video. I mean, this just literally broke an hour ago, so this is fresh, hot off the press. Like, I walked in the door of my home from class, and I was like, "Oh wow, that's bad. That's really bad. That's a grim headline." MLB fires Pat Hoberg. I was just like, "Oh wow, what is this? I need the deets. I need the details. The deets, please." But anyway, we're rapidly approaching here. We're rapidly approaching spring training. Thankfully, what's today? We're now in February, which means we are mere weeks away from pitchers and catchers reporting. So the hype is real. We had Jack Flaherty finally sign with the Detroit Tigers. I believe it's a 2-year, $35 million contract. It's a $20 million first year, and I believe that he has an opt-out after the first year. However, he does have an option where it can go up to, I believe, $20 million in the second year. If he pitches 15 games, which I believe he should hit that. So, I don't know, maybe if he has a good year, he'll opt out, but he does have an opt-in. I don't know if it's a team opt-in or who has the opt-in, but I know that there's it's at least a riser for and pay increase if he starts 15 games, which I believe he'll start 15 games. Anyway, so that's basically all the news we've got today. Very hyped about the upcoming season. We'll see. I know everybody's really down because they're ready to watch the Dodgers run away with the league, but you never know. Like I've always said, there's been a lot of teams in history that have been very good and very stacked, and you never know. Baseball is a cruel sport where the best team doesn't always win, so you never know. Anything could happen. So, you play the games. That's why you play the games. You don't play them on paper because baseball is a cruel game, man, where the wildest and crazy stuff could happen all the time. You never know. Even the best teams with the best hitters have been no-hit, so. Let's see if I get my Yankee legend. Does not look like it. Yeah, did have Ben Rice. Did have a clubmate pull a legend, Chipper Jones, over the weekend, so I'm hopeful that there is a legend in our future somewhere. Let's take Yankee legend Michael Tonkin. Love the Tonk man. Shame to see him go, but unfortunately it was not meant to be. Poor dude. He was really starting to look on the downside of things towards the end. Ooh. Austin Wells 24. I'm excited to see what Austin Wells can do next year. That is like, to me, even if the team does not win a title, I'm always happy and always excited to see what the team individual people will do next season. I get to watch Garrett Cole pitch for another season towards potentially a Hall of Fame career. I get to watch Austin Wells develop. I get to watch Aaron Judge potentially have another MVP season. Like it's fun to me to watch the individual stories as opposed to just, if the team wins, then it's great. But even if the team is losing, I do appreciate watching the individual people go towards, the exciting storylines and stuff like that. You never know what's going to happen, right? You get to watch, even though I despised Domingo Germán, watching him pitch a perfect game was tremendous. I didn't expect that to happen at all. Just like the randomness and the random stories that baseball creates is just incredible, And every season is always another opportunity for another crazy story to happen. You never know what's going to happen next, right? Jorge Soler. And that's why I watch, I watch because the fun things happen. To me, it's not World Series or bust. It's, a World Series would be nice. It would have been fun to watch them win the World Series. I was happy just to watch them make the World Series for the first time in forever at this point. I'm not going to let the fact that they lost get me down. Even though it is sad, but I'm not going to let that get me down. Now let's see if we take another step forward this year. I don't know. We'll see. But excited to watch Judge potentially have another World Series. Watch Judge have another MVP season. You never know. Watch some of the bullpen pitchers we signed have potentially, who's going to be the next bullpen guy to really become the next Luke Weaver. You never know. That seems to happen every single year for at least every team. There's always that one guy that you never knew, and you're like, wow, that guy is really good, and it's really fun to watch him come and pitch. I heard we did sign Cookie Carrasco to a minor league deal. Not sure if he'll ever make the majors, but it's always good to have depth. I was just like, man, I don't believe that Cookie Carrasco really does have like the MLB stuff in him anymore. But you know, that's a really good guy to have around. You know, it's a forever MLB player. He's a veteran. I always think that he'll have a great season somehow. Oh, give me diamonds. I want to get a couple of my diamond players off my roster. JV, take the JV. So let's do a couple 4-diamond combos, and let's see if we can get anything good here. Wow, that Kyle Farnsworth is a really weird-looking photo. I don't know. I do not know why. It is unsettling, in my opinion. Goodbye, old man Tim Hill. That joke's in profile. Nate Pearson. Huh. Ooh, I'll take the Lance Lynn, please. Please give me the prime. No. That's a bad year Baez card, too. That's a shame. All right, one more, and then we'll be out. And then we'll get on to the fun part of the video that we all really care about, which is PSETs. You guys made some interesting observations. I do agree with you guys. I thought about it. I slept on it. I was thinking about it. You guys also reinforced my belief that I would like to use greens until I get 5-tool on my... why can't I ever remember his name? I don't know why I can't ever remember his name. On my Ricky Anderson. I don't know why, but every time I think of him, I just think of somebody else. I don't know why. I think of El Duque every time I think of him. I don't know why. My brain just shuts down, and I can't explain it. I don't really know who we're going to PSET today. I've been thinking about it, and I really don't have an answer for that. Everybody really is kind of happy. Maybe I'll just keep looking for some like really like end game sets. Like we already have triple set on Severino, so maybe we'll go do triple set on Tanaka maybe. Because I'd like to get him a better set instead of bottom skill 4. I like him having ace. It's just he's a little bit too iffy for my tastes. We are still trying out Rising Fastball Specialist on him. It's been okay, but he just kind of runs out of stamina late in games, and he just kind of gets beaten up late. Like he always gives up a late 3-run home run, and it's really frustrating. So I really want to try to get him a better set, maybe something that's a little bit more endgamey. We'll see. That's really the plan for today's video. You know, also the part of me wants to continue rolling on Ricky Henderson to try to see if we can get him like a higher skill number set. But the fact that we're going to be throwing greens onto him already kind of makes me not want to do that, because it means that we'll be wasting greens right out of the gate. So I'm kind of not really looking forward to doing that right now. So we're going to roll the bottom skill 3 set and see what we can get on my guy. I love this card. It's just that I wish that he was a little bit stronger in terms of the performance, because like I like ace as a skill. It just, you think that a skill where like, you think this card, right? The longer he pitches, the higher his stats become. He would give up fewer home runs due to the fact that he has a higher velocity because he has Dom. And also, he has ace, which means that it would reduce the batting average against, but he still just, like, flounders. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. I wish I understood, but I just don't. You know, the game just makes less and less sense to me over time. I don't get it, man. Like, he's got high velo, too. Like, I don't get it. Maybe he suffers from the fact that he's got, like, lower stamina than everybody else, but, like, his stamina is honestly okay. Maybe he's got, like, bad breaking ball. I don't get it, man. I really don't understand it. Slow starter ace. Increase all stats applies the ace effect, and then which reduces batting average against, because I'm only running single ace in my lineup, so I don't get it. Increases velo, and he does. He has 6-11, so he's plus 11, so I don't get it, man. Really weird to me. I don't get it. Oh, well. Maybe it's just, you know, he just stays in the game too long. Ooh, 333. Maybe he needs higher stamina. Maybe he just needs something. I really don't know. But I got one more. Uno más. Alright. Do I have any greens to use? I do have greens to use on Ricky Henderson. Can I not change players here? I guess I can't. I thought I could. Alright. Let's see here. Skills. Change skills. All skills except Born to be a Star will be changed. A specialist. Okay. Nope, not happening. It's like my 5th A specialist if you've been watching the videos, which is just crazy to me. I don't get it, but here we are. It's the only thing we seem to get. We actually did get a Diamond Trainer. So if anybody's actually curious, it's in the title of the video, but we did actually get a Diamond Trainer today. Dr. K, that's a good one. RP Dr. K. But I already have Diamond Trainers on basically everybody in my bullpen at this point. Con speed, field, power, fastball. That one's getting thrown out immediately. Loc 7. Alright, let's open up our 3 premium trainer tickets. Useless. I've been starting to kind of get rid of my silver trainers in mass, so I open up a lot of space on my roster. Ooh, yes, elite fielding. The legit, actual meme trainer. Let's see if I can actually do a combo, because I think I have some trainers I want to get rid of, including elite fielding. I just don't believe in elite fielding. Delicious. Let's see what we got. We got elite fielding, zone control, closing pitcher, and then nasty pitch. So I don't know. I don't have any battered ones, do I? I just don't seem to pull battered diamond trainers. I really don't know why. I just can't pull battered diamond trainers. Well, I just did. I with elite fielding, but like that's besides the point. That's sad. Yeah. I think that's gonna be everything for me in today's video. Those are words. So with that being said, thank you guys for coming to hang out with me. Thank you guys for coming to hang out with me today. I'm losing my mind here. Somebody please help. I'm having some issues. I'll see you guys in the next video. Good luck with your packs, your pulls, your combos. Hopefully you guys have some better luck with your diamond trainers than I do. We've had kind of some rough luck recently. We got the zone control closer, which is useless, and then now the elite fielding batter. So anyway, with that being said, I'll see you guys next Monday with another video. Until then, good luck and peace.